Thanks, Josefina. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. It's my pleasure to announce, as we always do every year, who the class of 2020 valedictorian is. And as a reminder for everybody, valedictorian is a numerical calculation based on your GPA. Obviously, there are a lot of talented students that were eligible for this honor, but the person that is this year's class of 2020 valedictorian, and I hope you are able to congratulate her, even though we're at a distance, is Jordan Goodwin. So Jordan, congratulations, that's awesome.
Oh my God. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations, Jordan. Yeah, I don't think that comes to a surprise as any of us. You work very, very hard. So congrats, you deserve it.
Yeah, we all knew that was going to happen. All right. Next on announcements, Danica Tang.
Hey everyone, Project Light will be having a meeting today at lunch at 11:10. It will be a pretty short meeting, so please be there on time. And I've sent a link to you in an email for the Google Meet. Hope to see you there.
Cool. All right, Grace Q with Yearbook.
Hi. So if you are in student council or if you're in any club of any kind, please check your email. I'm trying to just recognize all the clubs and student council members since we have all this stuff going on. So please check your emails. That would be really great. Thanks.
Cool. All right, Juliet.
Okay, Cooking Club will be meeting tomorrow at 12:30. So if you are normally in Cooking Club, or even if you haven't come to Cooking Club before, you're welcome to come, and we're going to talk about ways to do distance cooking. So please be there.
Nice. Arnold?
Teachers, if you are interested in participating in the teachers bracket of the chess tournament, please let me know as soon as possible. I want to get this out of the way so we can go move on to the finals. Thank you.
Yeah, Arnold!
All right. Mr. Peters.
Greetings. What I'm going to suggest is that I just want to encourage everybody to get out and attempt to be active, or hook up your phone with your headphones and go for a nice walk, and maybe reach out to someone you haven't talked to for a while, be it a relative or a friend. Have a nice 20, 30-minute conversation and move at the same time. Mr. Colby, I think you could research and talk to him about he's starting some kind of a student Strava activity group if you want to sort of track what you're doing to try and incentivize yourself to be active, or if you have a fitness goal for down the road, you want to do something heroic in the fall to try and just maintain your fitness. Additionally, I want to give a shout out again to Sophia Sanico for being the PCAL Scholar Athlete of the Year. I think that's really spectacular. There's 34 schools in our league. It's the biggest league in the state of California, and she was only one of 2 people that were recognized. So I think that's pretty spectacular. 1 male and 1 female were selected. So all the best to all of you, and stay healthy. Thank you.
All righty, and Sun for philosophy.
Hello there. I've got a little short story, a little poem-ish. You march row after row, dust, nothing. Every last drop of Purell, every last piece of 2-ply, nothing, dust. Toilet paper has never been more valued. Am I more valuable than toilet paper? Or is my value only based upon how much the rest of my society needs me? Is my value there, or am I square? Tomorrow at 11 a.m. in Mr. CP's classroom, we will be discussing the value of life. Thank you.
Yeah!
All right, Josefina, sophomore speeches. You're good to go.
All right. And
Oh,
with that,
wait, can I
yeah.
interrupt one thing?
yes, of course.
I didn't get my announcement on that announcement list, but executive student council nominations open for next year's exec student council. You need to email me. Deadline is by Wednesday. So please contact me if you want to run for next year's exec. Deadline is by Wednesday. Information is on Haiku when it's up and running, on Haiku on the student government page. Thanks.
Perfect.
All right, so with that, we have 2 sophomore speeches today. So just remember, after your applause for the second one, there's still another one, so don't leave after that. And also remember, keep comments encouraging and short. And with that, first off, we have Celeste.
Yes, Celeste!
Can you hear me? Wait, no, I'm just asking if you can hear me first.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
can hear you.
Cool beans. Okay. The Celeste you see standing here today was not always as truly bubbly, happy, and confident. In elementary and middle school, I had almost no self-assurance and extreme anxiety about what others thought of me. I can't explain it, but something changed when I came to York. I started to make more friends, to not care about what others thought of me, and overall just blossoming into a more happy and extroverted person. My confidence began to rise, but not as much as I wanted. I still felt pretty uncomfortable doing things like raising my hand in class or talking to someone I had never met before. So when the summer of 2019 rolled around, I applied for a position in an aquarium program called Teen Conservation Leaders, or TCL. The program tests confidence by making teens go out onto the floor of the aquarium and talk to guests about the ocean. My brother had completed the program several years prior and enjoyed it, so I decided to give it a shot. The process of applying was nerve-wracking. I revised my written application numerous times to make sure it was perfect. I was both ecstatic and nervous when I was accepted. I felt excited to do the program, but a bit worried I would be too scared to talk to the guests. Before we actually went on the floor to interact with guests, though, we completed an intensive 2-week training session. I didn't really talk to anyone the first 2 days of training, besides people I already knew. I was worried I would make my fellow TCLers hate me if I said something wrong, so I barely said anything at all. Deja vu to middle school. As we underwent training, though, and were separated into our day pairs, I started to become more comfortable being around everybody. I started to be more myself. And when training ended, I thought I was ready to talk to guests about ocean conservation. I felt confident and prepared. But as I walked into the aquarium my first official day on the floor, my body disagreed. My hands were making knots in each other, and my legs trembled slightly with every step. My first shift was in the tentacles exhibit, one of the hardest places to guide because of how dark it is. I couldn't clearly see the faces of the guests I went up to talk to, meaning they couldn't see mine. This leads to a sort of blind interaction, which can sometimes be uncomfortable for the guest, and in this case, it was for me as well. Taking in a deep breath, I strutted over to the giant Pacific octopus tank with blue acrylic glasses in my hand. The glasses showed how light was perceived at the depths of where the octopus lives. Red light begins to disappear, so red animals, like the octopus, turn gray and basically invisible. This is why one of our hooks was, would you like to see a magic trick? Get it? You know, because the octopus disappears. It's funny. I know. Taking in another deep breath, I attentively approached a girl seemingly a bit younger than me. She was taller than I was, I know, big surprise, with dark brown bangs covering one of her eyes. She wore a black beanie, which matched her all-black clothing, and to me she was intimidating. I asked if she wanted to see a magic trick. She looked me dead in the eyes and responded, "It's not really magic. You know that, right?" And then walked away. I was mortified. I didn't know what to say, so I retreated into a dark corner of the exhibit on the verge of tears. I was unable to move and embarrassed. My budding confidence immediately vanished into thin air. My coach and advisor, who were the leaders of my day pair, asked what had happened. I don't remember exactly what we said because I was close to hyperventilating, so I'll just paraphrase it. I got rejected. I can't do this. Yes, you can. You did so well during training. But she rejected me. What if everyone else rejects me too? Celeste, you got rejected. That happens. But you have to realize that you will never see these people again. And if they reject you, so what? Move on to someone who won't. And hopefully you can teach them something about the ocean that they will hold on to forever. Okay. Doesn't matter if I get rejected. I can do this. I can do this. Yes, you can. No, go out there. You're going to be awesome. They cheered, literally pushing me out of my corner. They were immensely happy for me. I could feel their energy transferring over to encourage me. Taking in one last deep breath, I exhaled all the negative emotions that had overwhelmed me. With a newfound courage, I walked up to a large group of about 10 adults and asked them the same magic trick hook. They oohed and awed at the disappearing octopus act, switching between having glasses on and off to see the difference in colors. They then proceeded on with their journey through tentacles, and although the interaction might not have been that big of a deal for them, it was for me. I felt invincible and incredibly proud of what I had just done. My coach and advisor showed me what I could be, confident in myself. Without their kind words and literal push towards talking to that group of adults, I wouldn't have been as truly confident as I am today. I hope to do for others what they did for me. I knew the amazing rush of feeling like I can take on the world, and I would love to help others experience that. I want to be the kind words and little push of encouragement people need to become sure of themselves if they aren't feeling their best. To see the smile on their face when they have that confidence boost. For them to raise their hand and not feel like everyone was judging them, as I once felt. I know now that if someone insults me, rejects me, or doesn't believe in me, I have the confidence to keep moving forward. Thank you.
Woo!
That's what.
All right.
Parabéns, Celeste.
Amazing speech, Celeste. Next up, we have, I believe, Sydney Choi.
Yes, Sydney!
Yes, Sydney.
Oh my God! Please.
But I can't see my computer over there.
Please don't bring.
Is Sydney here?
I know Sydney's having to use her phone because her Wi-Fi connection was lagging during her practice, so she might be getting it set up right now.
All right.
Cool. Any other announcements or anything while we're waiting? Or?
Oh, well, this isn't for sure happening, but just keep it in the back of your head, everyone. We're considering maybe doing, still going through with like a talent showcase type thing. We're not completely sure what it would entail or the information on it, but just maybe keep it in the back of your head if you would want to submit a video of you singing or painting a piece of artwork or anything along those lines. Just know that we might be doing something like that. So.
Yeah, and I think it'll be probably a little bit more, I don't want to say casual than the original talent show, but it'll just be kind of like, you know, send in a clip of you doing something you think is cool, and then we'll judge them. There we go.
Can you guys see me or hear me?
Yep.
Now we can, yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Sorry, it froze for a bit.
No, you're all good.
All right.
Okay, I'm leaving again because I don't want to hear this goddamn echo.
Okay, so in the middle of 7th grade, my parents and I moved back to the United States from Korea to California. At my new school, people would try to strike up a conversation by asking, "Where are you from?" I assumed they wanted to know where I moved here from, not where I was born, and I would answer Korea. Almost always, the reply was a joke. "Oh, say hi to Kim Jong-un for me," or "What does dog meat taste like?" I know that these comments were meant to be taken lightly, but after years of hearing different variations of the same joke, the amusement started to fade away. Before I moved to Korea, I lived in Virginia. At my new school, or in second grade, my classmates would saunter up to me and ask, "Are you Chinese?" I always gave a polite smile or laugh and said, "No, I'm Korean." Being second graders, no one knew where that was, and so they made a funny face as they walked away. I was left standing on the squeaky rubber floor alone, wondering why no one knew anything about the place. I had known about Korea my entire life, and the idea that some people did not know it existed had never crossed my mind. My confusion would soon turn into shame. I felt as if I was a disappointment because I wasn't the right type of teacher. But I had other things to worry about, like who was going to win the next game of tag. I soon forgot all about this interaction. Several years later, and a twist of irony, I faced the opposite problem. As North Korea slowly rose to the spotlight in politics, finding reasons to be proud of my ethnicity became more difficult. Everyone seemed to have an opinion about Korea. Soon, I was ashamed to even mention the fact that I was Korean, for fear of hearing offhanded comments about the political situation. I spent some time scrolling through the news, feeling my shame grow with each news story about North Korea. It seemed that the news in Korea was always negative. My self-esteem took a plunge as a result of hearing comments and jokes about my appearance. The only thing that circled through my brain for some time was the desire to be Caucasian. If you had asked 9-year-old me to choose between having brown hair and brown eyes, or blonde hair and blue eyes, I would have picked the latter in a heartbeat. I thought that would be the only way for me to be truly happy and to earn a higher status in society. Through some strange and convoluted calculations, I figured that my friends would like me more and that I would gain popularity. Of course, my race is not something that I can change, and I recognize that. The fact that I could not realistically change my physical appearance only made me feel worse. As I grew older, my mom began making me watch historical dramas about Korea. I sat through them because I had to, but I gradually grew more interested. My dad kept on urging me to research Korean history and told me that I should learn the Korean language. At first, my shame and stubbornness prevented me from doing what my parents were telling me. But as I crawled out of my dark shell, bit by bit, I realized how much I was missing out on. I have a new level of appreciation for Korean history and culture that I've never felt before. Whenever I eat a Korean dish such as doenjang, I realize how lucky I am to have such a rich and incredible cultural background. My ears perk up whenever someone mentions Korea, whereas before, shame and anxiety overtook me. I want people to learn that Korea is more than a land associated with horrible stereotypes. After I started high school, it suddenly hit me how nonsensical and unhealthy my way of thinking was. Although I still feel insecure about some parts of myself, it is assuring to know that I've grown more accepting of my race. I know that as I venture out into the world, I will continue to hear racist comments and jokes. That is something that I have to come to terms with, but it doesn't bother me as much now. I used to feel as though sackcloth was covering my eyes and deafening my ears. Now I know that I'm getting closer to being free every day. Thank you.
All right, everyone, those were amazing announcements and speeches. Yeah, Matthew?
Yeah, keep the clubs going, keep up good spirits and everything. Go to class. See you.
Thanks.